Glasgow is home to a mystery, a cause of great wonder. An inexplicable phenomenon materializes out of thin air, unavoidably interrupting normality, and then quickly disappears, as puzzlingly and quickly as it appeared. Now, I'm not talking about an ancient healing spring, a vision of Our Lady, or a Eucharistic miracle. I'm talking about the M80 just outside of Cumbernauld. Without warning or apparent cause, the highway at various times during the day turns into a car park. Traffic grinds to a halt and vehicles remain at a standstill for extended periods of time, and no one knows why. Well, not exactly. I mean, of course, we know the contributing factors. Several busy roads converge at this point, and lots of people are vying for a limited number of places in a limited number of lanes. And this leads to congestion and delays and pileups. The thing is, though, I have never seen how all this plays out. Something, a mystery, takes place. Undoubtedly, road incidents and lane closures, breakdowns, those kinds of things exacerbate overcrowding. That's the only explanation. But the exact causes remain hidden. For all I have witnessed in my many pilgrimages to the Shrine of the Mysteries along the M80, all I've ever seen is that traffic stops for a while and then moves again. There's no explanation. There is nothing more unsatisfying than not being able to understand why something unsettling and disruptive has happened. People long to know the cause of trouble, to look it in the face. It's the reason rubbernecking occurs. We can't look away. We want to see what's happened. And maybe that's why the M80 mystery is so problematic for me. I've never been able to face up to the cause of the problem. Behavioral scientists believe that witnessing tragic events is part of a human coping mechanism for dealing with fear. You see, when we encounter disasters, our brains imagine all the what-ifs. Could that have happened to me? How would I cope? What would I have done differently? And we linger on these questions. An extended meditation on the morbid and catastrophic, because these are serious matters, and our analysis of them could change how we live. In someone else's misfortune, we get a chance to engage with intense emotions without risk of harm to ourselves. By modeling different scenarios in our heads, we attempt to reconcile the uncontrollable and our desire to remain in control. And there's nothing wrong with that. Folk must learn somehow. And while some people may feel guilt or shame for participating in this kind of behavior, our interest in the disastrous is a natural human response. It's rooted in our innate curiosity and our desire to gather information. But at what cost does this continual observation of tragedy and sadness come? That's what I wonder. That's what I wonder as we hear this Passion Gospel read again today. For many, this will be the second or third time this week we have heard this story. It's a recurring trope, and people come to hear it, to watch this performance year after year. Now, I doubt few that enjoy this gruesome tale. I believe most are horrified by this narrative and its events, because they are nasty. So that begs the question, why are we here? Why are we here to experience it again? Although staring at accidents, at tragedy, is a natural human response, it's important to recognize its potential consequences. Many years of research have explored the human fascination with catastrophe, and at times we have learned lessons from our observations and prove ourselves to be heroes. But there are other times we don't. When we remain inactive and immobilized in the face of terrible misfortune. Psychologists call it the bystander effect. It occurs, they say, because of our propensity as human beings to look to others for cues as to how to behave. And you see, when no one else reacts, when all this is going on and no one else reacts, we may assume that what's happening isn't that big of a deal. And we also may assume that someone else, someone in charge, may be taking care of it. And in too many cases, that someone else, well, it turns out to be no one at all. This section of the Passion Gospel, it puts a spotlight on the Rubberneckers. People were watching this story unfold 2,000 years ago, and folk have been watching it ever since. You and I, this afternoon, are examining it now, deciphering the details, figuring out the causes, perhaps even victim blaming, reassuring ourselves that maybe we'd have done it differently. In this story, we get to take all these emotions for another test drive. Today's Passion Gospel presents an opportunity to know why the world stopped turning on Good Friday, to see what happened, to expose the mystery. But there is danger in joining the Rubberneckers, those passers-by, those analyzers and experts, approaching this scene with some kind of emotional distance, as if it has nothing to do with us. Because today's story has everything to do with us. This is our salvation. Slowing down to have a look right now might not cut it. Now that we can see what's going on, maybe we should get out of the car, go over, and do something.